Everyone has that one thing, that thing that your friends always ask you about, that thing that you could talk about for hours, that skill you've mastered that seems so obvious to you that you don't even really think it's special. That is your ticket to making serious money on YouTube. You don't need thousands of subscribers. You don't need fancy equipment, and you do not need to go viral. And you don't need to crack some mysterious algorithm. The only thing you need is your unique brand of genius. That special knowledge that sets you apart. You don't need 1 million subscribers to earn money on YouTube. You just need to know how to leverage your knowledge in the right way. So I'm gonna prove it to you with a couple examples from my community. So take Liz, who teaches Portuguese. She built a successful online business with just 176 subscribers, not thousands. She started with 176 subscribers, and today she's built a multi-7-figure business. Or Jeffrey, who helps men save their relationships. He was consistently hitting 10K a month with less than 700 subscribers. Now he's generated multiple millions from his channel. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you too can turn your knowledge into a thriving business with YouTube, starting with your very first video. But before I do that, I'm going to quickly invite you to grab my free guide because it's going to help you implement this. It's the 10 steps to scale your skill set and 10x your impact. And it takes all the guesswork out of packaging your expertise. So it even helps you with something really special, which is called our Ideal Client Decoder, which will help you identify your perfect client and what you can offer them in a matter of minutes. It's kind of like magic. So comment, give me the guide below, and we'll send the link to you to access it on demand. So I've spent almost a decade studying exactly what makes the difference between people who struggle to make $1,000 a month on YouTube and those who build thriving businesses from the very beginning, from zero. So what I've noticed is that most people are approaching YouTube completely wrong. They fall into what I call the publish and hope method. They create video after video, constantly chasing the algorithm, hoping that eventually, magically, they'll start making money through AdSense or brand deals or sponsorships. The result: a recent study showed that 48% of content creators are burnt out and frustrated, making less than $1,000 a month, even though they are working their butts off. They're stuck on a hamster wheel, creating random content, getting crickets, and creating even more random content, which gets even more crickets. Even if they go viral on a one-off, what does it really mean? It's not sustainable income. But I teach my clients a completely different approach. Instead of working for the algorithm, you can make the algorithm work for you. So this is about using YouTube the way it was really meant to be used, which is as a search engine. So when you position yourself to be found by people who are actively seeking to pay for your knowledge and expertise, everything changes. So here's a couple examples from my clients. So first there's Salome. She teaches German. She hit her first $10,000 a month by focusing on sharing her expertise with people who are desperately looking to learn German. Then there's Nate, who teaches people how to pass the Certified Management Accountant exam. His very first video generated $677 within just 2 hours before he even had subscribers. And if you look at Ilaria and Andrea, wedding photographers from Italy, they turned their expertise and their knowledge into over $100,000 in their first year by simply teaching what they already knew. So the secret here? They focused on one simple question. What do you want to be known for? What can you talk about with real credibility, experience, and expertise? The reality is this: when you start on YouTube, no one cares about you or your channel. No one cares about your content. Someone actually told me the other day that their mom won't even watch their videos. What people do care about is whether you can solve their specific problem or not. And when you understand this, when you stop trying to be a content creator and start positioning yourself as the solution to someone's problem, you flip the game right on its head. You get your power back. You get your time back. You get your energy back, because instead of chasing subscribers, you are building authority, video by video. Instead of trying to go viral, you're creating content that actually converts. And instead of being at the mercy of the algorithm, you become the boss of it. We like that, right? So in a moment, I'm gonna show you exactly how to do this, how to identify your expertise and turn it into content that actually attracts your ideal viewers from day one. So what we need to do first is focus on value over volume. And there are 3 key concepts you need to understand. I'm going to really illustrate those in a second. Before I do, don't forget to comment, give me the guide below so you can really take action on this and put it into work for you with our 10 steps to scale your skill set and 10x your impact without trading time for money. So just comment, give me the guide, and we'll send you the link to access it on demand. Okay, so a few key concepts. I want to introduce a few things that you really need to understand to put this into good use. Value velocity principle is number 1. The triangle of trust and problem-solving positioning. They might not sound sexy, but I believe they might very well change how you approach YouTube forever for the better. So the standard belief is more views on YouTube equals more money, but this is just not true. In fact, there are channels with millions of subscribers that we talk to every day that are often making less money than focused channels with just a few hundred or even a few thousand subscribers. So Brandon, he is someone I mentioned before. He's a real estate expert, and he started working with us when he had less than 100 subscribers, and he generated $1.1 million with 3,500 subscribers. He was able to do that because he was sharing high value content with a very specific audience who is really hungry for his particular knowledge. So compare that to a viral channel that I analyzed recently. They had a video that hit 100,000 views. Impressive, absolutely. But it only earned them $2,000 in AdSense over time. So the moral of the story, put a premium on value, not on views. So this is what I call the value velocity principle. It's not about how many people watch your video. It's about how many of the right people watch your video. So think about it this way. If you needed heart surgery, God forbid, would you choose the doctor with the most Instagram followers or the one who's successfully performed your exact procedure hundreds of times? Obviously, you'd choose the specialist. That's exactly how your potential clients think too. Here's what the gurus won't tell you about making money on YouTube. The riches are in the niches. So remember Nate from earlier? He's the person who helps people pass the CMA exam. So his very first video made $677 in 2 hours, not because he got lucky, but because he understood 3 critical things. Number 1, he knew exactly who needed his help. Accountants struggling with a specific professional exam. Number 2, he knew exactly what they wanted to pass the exam without wasting months of study time. And number 3, he knew exactly how to help them. His proven study method that got him a top score. So by combining these 3 factors, Nate created what I love to call the triangle of trust. When these 3 elements align, you don't need millions of views to make serious money. When you focus on solving specific problems for a very precise audience, something really magical happens with the YouTube algorithm. Instead of chasing viewers, the right viewers start finding you. Take Margarita and Dixon, also my clients. They help immigrant couples go from unsure how to responsibly handle their marriage immigration to confidently navigating the process on the first try, and their channel replaced both of their full-time lawyer salaries with less than 5,000 subscribers. How and why? Because every time someone searches terms like, should I submit form I-130 online or on paper, or how to send photos to the USCIS in marriage green card case, guess who shows up? They do. So by doing this, they're tapping into the power of problem solution positioning. So what that means is you're not just making random videos. You are creating videos that solve very specific problems that people are desperately seeking answers to. It's a simple idea. Someone has a specific problem they're willing to pay to solve. They go to YouTube and search for a solution. They find your video, which speaks directly to their exact situation. And because you understand their problem so well, they trust you. And because they trust you, they're far more likely to invest in your solution. This is why my clients are seeing such incredible results with such small channels. They're not trying to please everyone. They're focusing on becoming the go-to expert and authority for a specific group of people with a very specific problem. And the best part? This approach works in virtually any niche. I've seen it work for a German teacher who makes $10,000 a month with less than 1,000 subscribers, a relationship consultant who broke through the 100K per month barrier with only 11,000 subscribers, or a real estate expert who generated over $1 million with less than 4,000 subscribers. The common thread, they all focused on solving specific problems for specific people. So the riches aren't just in the niches. They're in the problems you solve within those niches. Okay, so now I want you to do a little something. I want you to jot down the answers to the following questions, because this is where the gold lies. What specific problem do you solve better than anyone else? And what questions do people come to you for when they need help? So if you want to fast track finding your perfect audience, I've created a free guide, as I mentioned, the 10 steps to scale your skill set and 10x your impact, that includes our powerful ideal client decoder that will help you identify your ideal audience in a matter of minutes. Just comment, give me the guide below. We'll send you the links to access it on demand. So the next question is this: how do you monetize their attention and their eyeballs? A lot of people believe the best way to do that is to monetize through AdSense on YouTube, but the numbers tell you a very different story. In fact, the average YouTuber makes just $3,000 for every 100,000 views through AdSense. That's 3 cents per view. So let me share an example of one of my own videos, and it generated $178,000 from just 7,300 views. So that's $24 per view, significantly more than that 3 cents per view, which is on the high end of what AdSense would pay you. So that isn't a fluke. It's what happens when you stop trying to monetize your audience and you start serving them instead. The key is thinking about your YouTube channel as an integral part of your marketing system. So I'm going to show you a few more examples of what I mean by this. So Margaret and Dixon, who I mentioned, they help immigrants obtain their green cards and are earning a full-time income with less than 5,000 subscribers. Or Denver, who turned just 400 subscribers into $155,000 in revenue in just 5.5 weeks from his channel. And then there's Chelsea, an oil painter, who scaled her online course business to multiple 6 figures, leveraging the power of this strategy on YouTube. So the secret here is they stopped thinking like content creators. That's really important. And they started thinking like solution providers. So every video they make has a clear path to help viewers take the next step. So here's how to structure this in your own videos. Number 1, you want to lead with pure value. Teach something specific and useful that gives your viewer a quick win. This builds trust and shows your expertise in action. Number 2, sprinkle in proof points throughout your video. So you want to share real examples, client success stories, or specific results. This isn't bragging. It's showing viewers that you can help them achieve what they actually want. So final piece of this, the third piece, is create a natural next step that flows from your content, such as downloading a free guide that showcases your expertise, registering for a workshop that dives into their deeper problem, booking a call to discuss how you could help them directly. There has to be something else to offer them. The other option is you could tell them to go purchase a course or a program that solves their specific problem. So this is where a lot of people get it wrong. They end their YouTube videos with a throwaway like, don't forget to like and subscribe. The reality is the game has changed. If someone just got massive value from your video about, let's say, taxes, they don't really want to subscribe to a channel. They probably will, but they want more help with their taxes. Ask yourself this question: would you rather make videos hoping that YouTube pays you pennies per 1,000 views, or create content that connects you directly with the people willing to invest hundreds or thousands of dollars into solving their problems, right? So remember, people aren't on YouTube to make you money. They're there to solve their problems. So when you position your product or service as the natural next step in their journey, you're not selling, you are serving. So the beauty of this approach is that it works even if you're just starting out. You don't need a fancy funnel or a complicated email sequence. You want to start with something simple. So if you're a coach, you want to offer a free strategy session. If you're a course creator, share a free training. If you're a service provider, offer a valuable checklist or a guide. Unlike ad revenue, which requires you to constantly feed the algorithm new content and be on that hamster wheel, these videos become evergreen assets in your business. So each video you create can work for you 24/7, bringing in new clients while you sleep. So what I'd like for you to do right now is this. I want you to look at your last YouTube video, if you have one, and ask yourself, what's the natural next step someone would want after watching it? That's what you should be offering. So if you'd like to share your thoughts in the comments below, please do so. I'd love to see them. Okay, so now let's run the marathon. What do I mean by that? Here's the hard truth about YouTube that most people are not going to tell you. True success isn't built in days or weeks. It's built in years. I want to share a story that proves this outside of my own. So back in 2017, Brandon started his YouTube channel with just 11 subscribers. Most people would have quit. But Brandon understood something crucial. Success on YouTube isn't about the first month or even the first year. It's about building momentum. It's like a snowball effect. So here's what happened. 2017, 11 subscribers. 2018, 103 subscribers, $250,000 in revenue. 2019, 586 subscribers, $500,000 in revenue. 2020, 3,552 subscribers, $1.1 million in revenue in his business. 2021, 11,000 subscribers, $2 million in revenue. 2022, 30,000 subscribers, $3 million in revenue. 2023, 60,000 subscribers, $4 million in revenue. It's not about posting constantly, it's about showing up consistently. This isn't a sprint, it is a marathon. The problem is that most people approach YouTube like every other platform, like it's a sprint. They post 5 videos in their first week, burn themselves out, and then they disappear for a month. Or they get discouraged when their first 10 videos don't go viral. But here's what happens when you play the long game. Each video becomes a permanent asset in your business. Your library of content compounds over time. The YouTube algorithm starts to understand and trust your channel. Your expertise and your knowledge deepens with every single video, and you build real relationships with your ideal audience. So the key is setting a sustainable pace. It's better to post one solid video every week for a year than to post daily for a month and burn out. So every video you create becomes this little asset that works for you 24/7, bringing in new clients and new leads while you sleep. So this is why most successful channels aren't the ones posting the most content. They're the ones showing up consistently for their audience. And when you do that, something magical happens. You build trust, authority, and a ton of momentum that compounds over time. So here's my question for you. Are you playing the short game or the long game? Are you ready to commit to consistent, valuable content that builds real momentum? And those questions lead me into the power of the authority paradox. So if you run the marathon consistently and you solve specific problems for a precise audience, you'll become an undisputed authority in your space. And here's something very counterintuitive. The smaller and more focused your space, the bigger your impact can actually be. So remember Brandon's journey from 11 subscribers to millions in revenue? Well, there's a crucial part of his story that perfectly illustrates this entire principle. So at one point, after seeing significant success teaching his reverse selling method to realtors, Brandon considered, well, maybe I should expand my approach, and maybe I should teach anyone who sells any product or service. And it is so tempting. It is a very tempting path to go down for many people who have a specific skill set or knowledge. You start seeing success in your niche and suddenly you feel the urge to expand your reach. And it's all kind of driven by scarcity because after all, wouldn't teaching everyone mean more opportunity, more revenue, more impact? It's just not true though. When you try to serve everyone, you end up truly serving no one and only being at a surface level. So this is what I call the authority paradox. The more narrowly you focus, the more broadly you can impact. So Brandon's success didn't come from trying to reach everybody. It came from being the definitive voice for a very specific audience. His deep understanding of the real estate industry combined with his proven track record made him the obvious choice for realtors seeking guidance. So when you maintain this laser focus, something magical happens. Instead of constantly fighting for attention in a really crowded space, you become the clear choice and voice in your niche. Your content becomes way more targeted. Your solutions are far more precise, and your results are that much more impressive because of that. So this is how Brandon turned a seemingly small subscriber base into millions in revenue by being the big fish in the small and right pond. So the key is to resist the siren call of expansion until you've truly dominated your niche. Once you've established unshakable authority, should you even consider broadening your horizon? And even then, if you do it strategically and deliberately. But this approach doesn't just make you more successful, it makes you uncopyable. So while others are trying to be everything to everyone, you're gonna be the one person who truly understands and serves your specific audience. So remember, in a world where everyone is trying to go bigger, sometimes the biggest power move is to go deeper instead. So if you're ready to become the authority in your space, click the link in the description or comment "Give me the guide" below to get your copy of the 10 steps to scale your skill set and 10x your impact. It will also give you that ideal client decoder tool to help you quickly identify your perfect audience. And be sure to watch this video next on the blueprint to make money on YouTube from day one. And I'll show you exactly how to turn your authority and your knowledge into a sustainable income here on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. I'd love to hear your takeaways in the comments below. They are my love language, so I'll see you there, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.